at the helm today. Parker Grothaus will boot it away. Headed towards Riley and through the back of the end zone. And the expectation here is to see Tommy DeVito, the sophomore from Cedar Grove, New Jersey. One of the biggest recruits in school history, a top 10 quarterback out of Don Bosco Prep. 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on the season, Anthony, and he's been, at times, scrambling all over the place. Syracuse quarterbacks have been sacked 35 times. That's the most in the country.
Keep an eye on this offensive line for Syracuse. They're making some changes. The right tackle quit the team this week. A lot of young bodies up front trying to protect this QB.
Freshman starters at both tackles. And DeVito will play action. And the sacks continue immediately. Marvin Wilson and Hampson Nasruldeen bringing the heat and a loss of 8.
Well, it's nice to have Nasruldeen back. He got a targeting penalty last week in the first 2 minutes, wasn't able to play in the second half of the game. That's a huge play for them, getting them started. And again, timing. You got to have a plan if you're a quarterback. When your line is down, get rid of the ball.
Their first sack in 3 games. And the quick release here for DeVito to Mo Neal, their leading rusher out of the backfield, and a very good receiver for the Orange. And it's 3rd down.
I would expect right here to see Florida State to give a very exotic look. This is what's really giving Syracuse offensive line trouble this year.
DeVito, blitz coming. Able to roll out, and then he'll run out of bounds. And the streak will continue, something to keep an eye on early. The Orange do not have a 3rd down conversion in the first quarter of their last 3 games, and that will continue here with their first possession.
Yeah, nice pressure. Really good series to start this game for Florida State. It's going to be an issue this entire game. Look for running backs and tight ends to help out with this offensive line. Clearly, Tommy DeVito not comfortable in that first series.
Sterling Hoffrichter to punt it away here. DJ Matthews back at his own 35. Kick, and Matthews with the fair catch arm up. A punt of 41, and Florida State will take over at their own 40-yard line. And now we are anticipating Alex Hornibrook, the 5th-year senior from Westchester, PA, and a grad transfer from Wisconsin, Anthony, where he was a 3-year starter for the Badgers.
They're looking for more poise, and they're looking for a quarterback to make decisive decisions when it counts. James Blackman was a guy that did some really good things in the passing game, but when they needed it, they weren't able to convert. Let's see if Alex can step up and help this offense.
First play is a pass and an incompletion. Looked like there might have been some early contact there. No flag. He was looking for his tight end, Trey McKitty, who got bumped by Andre Sisco.
Andre Sisco is a big-time hitter, and he's going to try to get there. He may have gotten there a little early, hitting number 6, McKitty. Boom, he hits him. The ball comes past. That should have been a flag, Beth.
And the carry here for Cam Akers, and job number 1 for Hornibrook today will be to get the ball to Akers and to Tamarian Terry. Those 2 guys have scored 17 of their 27 touchdowns on the year. And now Akers will split out wide here on 3rd and 5. And the catch is made at midfield for the first down to McKitty.
McKitty, a big body, 6'5", 245. He's got really good hands. Last week, had a season-high 5 catches for 44 yards. He might be the security blanket and quick pass receiver they need to start this game.
And some movement up front. Penalties have been bothersome for both these teams all year long.
Ball start, offense, number 76.
And that
5-yard
is
penalty, first down.
the true freshman Darius Washington, who they're so high on up front. For Willie Taggart, in his 2nd season, he's 8-11 here at Florida State after success at Western Kentucky, South Florida, a quick trip out to Oregon, and now back home in the Sunshine State. Hornibrook lets it fly. Terry has it inside the 30-yard line. And a big play for Florida State against a secondary AB that's been very susceptible to the big play, and a gain of 30.
6'4", 203 pounds. This guy can go get it. Look at the speed and separation. He's waiting for the football, Beth. I mean, you've got to lock on this guy. Make sure you have some coverage over the top so you have help and don't let him run free.
Akers with the cutback. Missed tackle. Touchdown, Seminoles. Robinson could not hold on, and Akers scores from 23 yards out.
Pretty good start for Florida State, Beth. The one thing that Coach Taggart and Kendall Browse told us about Akers is he is not going to get knocked down on the first tackler. Thick thighs. He's got great elusiveness. He was very patient on that run. Huge start for him in this Florida State offense.
Again, no Ricky Aguayo today, so this is Parker Grothaus. His first kick of the year is the PAT, and it's blocked.
Welcome, Beth.
Wow.
Welcome to the game. The story of kickers.
Josh Black with the block, and it's 6-0 FSU after the quick scoring drive. Capped off by Cam Akers.
Got to go to your horse. Go to the guy that's carried this offense on his shoulders. Without this young man, where would this offense be? And he starts it off with a big touchdown run.
I am on a journey.
For the Seminoles, 5 plays, 60 yards in less than a minute and a half. And Cam Akers ran through a defender from 23 yards out to score. Then the extra point was blocked. A kicking issue for Florida State today. An illness to Ricky Aguayo as him sidelined. And this is Parker Grothaus after that PAT got blocked. We got big news, breaking news in college football. What you got for us, Kevin Connors?
Beth, there is mayhem in Manhattan. The stunner has just gone down. Kansas State has beaten Oklahoma 48-41. A late onside kick was recovered, but after review, it was ruled to have been illegally touched. The Sooners' playoff hopes take a major hit. Kansas State's first win against an AP Top 5 since November of 2006. Beth.
Wow, a stunner. And what a job by Chris Kleiman and that K-State staff to get themselves ready for the Sooners. So Wisconsin goes down last week in an upset. Oklahoma today. And this is Mo Neal on the carry. And for the Orange, Anthony, when we talked with OC Mike Lynch, he said, we got to figure out a way to run the football. And there are 3 ACC games, a total of 107 rushing yards.
And you may see more than one back. Mo Neal's been the workhorse, but they got some young players that might get some chances.
That's a recipe for some success. Get that ball out of Tommy DeVito's hands quickly after they took 2 sacks in their first possession.
Yeah, Tristan Jackson, number 86, he's their top guy. He's a transfer from Michigan State. Again, quick passing game. There's nothing wrong with that, but you get guys in your face, a quick go route, throw it up quickly, give yourself a chance. And a free play.
DeVito tries to go over the top with it, and it's incomplete around midfield, but again, flags on the snap.
Offside. Defense. Number 11. 5-yard penalty. Result to the penalty. First down.
Janaris Robinson off the edge here. Just a little too quick.
Well, as Rocky reported earlier, I mean, these guys probably didn't sleep a wink last night. They were so excited to try and get after the quarterback. The Orange will run it after converting a 3rd down for the first time in the first quarter in 4 games. They'll get to stay a while.
One thing you'll see, guys, out of Florida State's defensive line, multiple looks, 4-down looks. Today they've been going so far with a 3-down look with a nose guard right over the center.
DeVito, good protection. Incomplete, looking for Jackson through his hands on the near side. Central New York, they like to say orange is the new fast, and that's the up-tempo offense of Dino Babers now in his 4th year. That magical 10-win season a year ago, and definitely not the first half of the year that the Cuse was expected. Incomplete. And it's 4th down.
Well, that's 3-4 passes in a row to Jackson. He's clearly looking for him to get open, but they do have other weapons. Tommy DeVito has to scan the field. The one thing that happens when a quarterback gets sacked and hit is they don't read their progressions and they get locked into one guy. He's got to breathe a little bit when he gets that football and trust what's going on up front. And if it's not there, understand where the dangers are to check it down.
Second punt here for Hofrichter with Matthews back around his own 20. And a flag on the snap. Matthews with another fair catch around the 22-yard line. It's a 40-yard punt as it stands.
Illegal formation. Offense, number 23. The 5-yard penalty will be added on to the end of the kick. First down. Timeout.
That's on Abdul Adams. 6-0. Florida State with the lead and the football. We come back. In the first in NCAA history to go wire-to-wire ranked #1 all year long. Peter Warwick, Coach Bobby Bowden. And there's some of the guys. The 20-year anniversary of that national championship team. I know you have a connection, right, AB, with Peter Warwick?
Yeah, there's head coach.
Coach Bowden.
Yep, Peter Warwick, Ron Dugans, the wide receiver coach, class of 2000. In that draft class, it was fun, man. Times have gone by, Bill. I'll tell you, it's been a long time. Pretty sweet to see those guys.
Yeah, let's check in now with Rocky.
Guys, down here with one of the legends of Florida State, Peter Warwick. Peter, you guys recognize the '99 championship team. What was it like seeing those guys this many years later?
Oh, man, it was great, man. It was fantastic. See the guys I haven't seen in like 20 years, man, and we relived all our great moments, bad moments, funny moments. So it was just a great time, and I enjoyed it.
Now, you probably don't remember this, but didn't you have 3 scores in that Super Bowl, or in the Sugar Bowl game there to win the championship?
Yeah, I did. I remember that. And 2-point conversion. Don't forget that.
See, guy, you never forget those kind of stats. Tell us right now, Peter, what have you been up to lately? I understand you have a son who's a pretty good player, right?
Yep. Yeah, he played at Marietta High School. You know, he's ready to come. Ready to be at Florida State. Yeah, he's definitely ready. And he's a baller. He's an athlete. And, you know, it's in his blood, man. It's in his DNA.
And, Peter, I got to say, you look like you can still give the Knowles a few reps, man. You're still in pretty good shape.
Hey, I am. But you see this gray hair? I mean, it's over with. It's over with.
Peter, you're the best, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Yes, sir.
The number 4 pick in that 2000 draft that you were a part of, Anthony.
Yeah, it was 27. I'll tell you, though, there is coloring for that gray. I mean, you know, he can call me. I know a couple people that may be able to help him out with that. He was an awesome, you know, his speed, lateral quickness was just sick on the field. No one could touch him. He would run left side, the right side, and back again. And he was one of the more exciting players I've ever watched in college football history.
Back in town to watch the current Seminoles on a 2nd and 3 to pitch to Cam Akers, the junior. Big-time recruit coming here to Florida State a few years ago. Of course, he could head to the NFL next year. He's already got a 1,000-yard rushing season on his way to another. And a member of this terrific group of junior running backs around the country. Hornibrook wide open and diving to make the catch at the 12-yard line is DJ Matthews, and a hookup of 19 yards.
He's going to run a little post banana route. He's going to peel it out, and he's going to sail back to the sideline. Question is, does he have control? Pulls it in. This will be a good angle here. Looks like it was good.
Now they quick snap it, and they'll run it with Akers barreling down to the 2-yard line. Spinning out of a couple of tackles. Quick tempo here with new OC Kendall Briles this year. Akers weaving his way through the defense, and Cam has his 2nd score.
tell you what, this is a surprise. This Florida State team on offense looks like they're on a mission today, and they're handing it off to Akers. I'm telling you now, you better wrap him up and you better gang tackle him. He's like a piece of concrete. That's what the coaches said when we talked to him in the meetings. Some awesome blocking, and I'll tell you what, when you're looking at this football team, the average play that they're having, they're just really knocking it out of the park on offense.
Akers in the first quarter averaging 10 yards per carry. And this time the PAT is good.
Hand it to your guy, right? Look at this, the patience. Watch the blocks get set.
Pretty good first half of the first quarter for Cam Akers with a couple of touchdowns and a guy that his OC Kendall Briles told us yesterday, he's made out of concrete. You just can't bring him down. Probably more like a cement mixer though, Anthony, because he's mobile.
Yeah, you know, he brings so many attributes at the running back position, and they can't get him enough touches. Came into this game that second most touches in the ACC, and looks like he's going to get even more today.
2 scoring drives of under 2 minutes. And the ball will head back to the Orange, but more on Cam Akers, who certainly looks like he's ready for the next level.
Yeah, here's a little scouting report. Burst, we see it here, and we've seen it in the game. He does an excellent job of bursting through the hole, also has patience. And you talked about being like a piece of concrete, physicality. If it's one guy trying to bring him down, you better go find a teammate to help you, and then receiving you. That's an important part of being the complete package at the running back position. And then the last but not least, can you pass protect? He's clearly shown that on film. The NFL scouts are going to love this guy. I know Coach Taggart is going to do everything he can to try to get him back next season.
So now a big hole for the Orange to try and work their way out of. They'll churn it out on the ground with Abdul Adams. Rocky?
Yeah, the one attribute, guys, I would add to that list is his legs don't stop. Very apparent down here on field level, on contact. Even some of the great running backs, their legs stop. His continue to churn on. It's awesome.
There's a big moment for the Syracuse offense. They've struggled through their first couple of possessions. Abdul Adams will set them up here for 3rd and short. DeVito thought about getting it out to the flat, and he's sacked for the 3rd time in the quarter. And it's 4th down. Robert Cooper got to him right up the gut.
I'll tell you now, watch how Taj Harris came across the line of scrimmage. The tempo was fast, and he couldn't figure out what the play was, and the quarterback goes out to DeVito trying to throw it to him, and he has no idea what's going on. He's not prepared. Great push up the middle by Florida State.
Emmett Rice looked to be the first guy there, and a loss of 2. And Hofrichter will have to punt for the 3rd time. More conversations between coach and quarterback. As DeVito takes over this year for Eric Dungy, and that's certainly one of the things that we've discovered.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
And watching Syracuse this year, just how valuable Eric was to this program the last several years. And
well, it was his ability to create when things weren't there. I mean, you know, the offensive line was different. They had a couple starters there, but the movement, the running ability, the extra extension of plays, that was huge.
Matthews, another fair catch, and looked to be some flags down. A 44-yard punt by Hofrichter, who's getting a workout in early.
Florida State was running some guys on.
Yeah, got to be too many guys, right? There appeared to be some confusion about whether it was going to be the defense or the special teams unit there for Florida State. Ball as it sits right now is at the Florida State 30-yard line. Anthony, do we need the counter, or is it too many guys?
The counter's inoperable right now, but there's more than 11 guys in the field for Florida State there. A little confusion.
That's Dwayne Height, the referee today. Well, a reminder that got a big one tonight coming up on ABC, 7:30 Eastern. Number 8 Notre Dame on the road to take on number 19 Michigan. It's Saturday night football from the Big House, also available on your ESPN app. Notre Dame looking for its first win in Ann Arbor in 14 years. And the nearly 40 points per game from the offense, the D stingy.
I think Michigan's playing a little better. Coach Harbaugh has not beat a top 10 team. Rock, I don't know. What do you think?
They got a 4th down right here. The offense is back out there for Syracuse.
This is an interesting decision here. Behind the 35-yard line. I don't know if I'm buying this one here. A lot of defenders from Florida State up front. They may let the clock out.
Play clock down to 1.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
I'm not sure why you would.
Why take the delay there?
Yeah, I mean, there was some conversation prior. Babers was trying to get some information on what that penalty and what it did, but they went back on the field. And now they get pushed back. Now, if they're on the 50, Beth, and they wanted to move back a little bit more, I get it. But on the 33-yard line, moving back now, that could be a big difference here if it's a shank kick or you get a big return.
All right, let's see if it cost them. A moment ago, Florida State had it at their own 30. Where will they get it here? And this one will chase DJ Matthews backwards. So the Orange will net about 7 yards there after a nice 50-yard kick from Hoffrichter. But back to that Notre Dame-Michigan tilt tonight. Huge for the Irish, I think, to try and make a big statement to stay in the playoff chase.
Well, especially back with Oklahoma losing today. I mean, the Irish, if they have any chance, they're rooting for chaos right now. And one very chaotic thing happened today with the Sooners going down.
So the unbeaten sides are down to 9 after that loss. Now Hornibrook will set up as the wideout here in the Wildcat. The direct snap to Cam Akers. And a good surge out close to the 30-yard line. And a gain of 7. That was Kalen Laburn, the sophomore out of Virginia Beach.
I've been impressed, Rocky, by the push of these young offensive linemen up front, getting some good surge on the Syracuse D-line.
Especially left tackle, left guard, or true freshman.
A dominant start for the Florida State offense, and Akers to throw. And that fires up the crowd. Laburn out to the 45-yard line. And Cam Akers with the completion for 16.
You would automatically think in Wildcat, the first play Akers would get would be a run. Well, guess what? Forget that. He gets it to his buddy on the outside. Really nice pass here. Good catch, big yardage. Right now, Syracuse on their heels.
Former high school QB, feed him. Let's go it again. Rayburn to the Syracuse 45.
Hey, can we rerun that, those different aspects of his football game? Because he's got a gun. That was accurate. Watch this pass, folks. This is not an easy pass. Right in front of the receiver, catches it. Look at the blocking out front. I'll tell you, Kendall Browse is pulling out all the tricks.
He's still in, too, guys. He don't want to come out.
The quarterback is the wideout to the top of the screen. As Akers will hand it off to Laburn, who looks like he's a little winded.
Yeah, I've got to see
after 3 straight touches.
Got to see a tap of a helmet here, maybe. He's crawling. He's good. Oh, gosh.
Oh, this is fun stuff from the Florida State offense. 150 yards more than Syracuse, and it's still Akers at quarterback. Will he throw it to Alex? He's running RPOs now and down inside the 40. Tackled by Andrew Armstrong.
You know, when you get a nice run game and you can start creating some different looks with, for instance, a Wildcat or spreading it out empty, now Syracuse really hasn't stopped anything. They haven't been effective. They've taken their defensive ends, Rocky, out of the game right now with all these quick hitters.
It is, and that's one thing. Syracuse defensive line is deep, but when you keep running the ball and keep this defense on the field, it's tough.
Hornibrook and Akers, a combined 7 for 8 for 97 yards here in the first quarter. It's back to Alex. Pressure coming, the pass incomplete behind tight end Gabe Neighbors, and it's 4th down. And again, your kicker doesn't have a lot of experience. The illness to Aguayo, he's out today.
Yeah, they went for it last week against Wake Forest 3 times. They got 2 of them to convert. This is a little longer now, Beth, 4 yards. So got to be accurate on your pass game. Receivers got to catch the football. A little bit of an issue last week.
Blitz coming up the middle. Hornibrook with the rollout, and he throws it out of bounds, and the Syracuse defense comes up with a big stop. Brandon Berry bringing some pressure, and they'll take over on downs.
Looked like a little confusion, Beth. There was only really one receiver running a route. Hornibrook was kind of pointing, getting some people to go out. I think they may have thought this was going to be a run. Look at the top of your screen here. Watch these receivers. You got one receiver, and then we got another guy looking to block. Just no one's really home. They get a tailback in the back, out in the flat, and he's covered.
Defense came up with a big stop for the first time today. Cam Akers with a couple of rushing touchdowns, and a Syracuse offense that has mustered just 8 yards, and they'll match it right there with an 8-yard gain.
Riley's shoe fell off there. He's a speedster for them. Good job in space. He catches the ball well. They need one drive. Syracuse needs a drive to get some kind of confidence and stop what Florida State's kind of putting on them right now.
DeVito gets it out quickly. He was looking for Taj Harris, and that's incomplete. Tommy so far 3 of 6 for 18 yards.
Got to find a way to convert third downs. You see 3 punts there. Nothing drummed up. 5 plays. The max drive for series is not good. They got to find a way to move the chains.
Pressure off the edge. Popped up sky high and incomplete. DeVito actually gets the pass breakup on Corey Durden, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, you know, I think he hits his own guy, Evan Adams. Watch him hit his own guard in the back of the head. Boom, right there, pops up in the air. Number 57, Dakota Davis, the right tackle. He's looking around thinking, man, I think somebody just hit me in the head with something. Little does he know it's the football that went about 50 feet up in the air. Just a little bit of a blooperish play there, Beth, for Syracuse.
Richter again, 4th time here in the quarter. Matthews will let this one go over his head, and the Orange will down it inside the 5. Hoffrichter's their MVP so far, a 51-yarder down by Cameron Jordan. And a reminder that on the ACC Network primetime football, it's Boston College and Clemson tonight at 7:30 Eastern on the network. The Tigers stay undefeated, Anthony, but they got jumped in the polls. Ohio State jumped ahead of them.
Yeah, and the thing about Clemson, they're just going to kind of sit back, win games, and let everybody screw it up. Oklahoma goes down, they slide up. So, again, they're just going to keep doing their job. They had their close game, and I think that actually benefited them, Beth, against North Carolina, just being in that situation, whereas Oklahoma clearly struggled today in a lopsided loss.
Terrific running backs in that one with A.J. Dillon and Travis Etienne, 2 of the top rushers in the country, along with Cam Akers here at Florida State. Operating now out of their own end zone here out of the gun for Hornibrook. Alton Robinson wrapped up Kalen Labor, and this is a pretty good defensive line up front for Syracuse. A lot of experience led by Robinson. Lakeem Williams, their top tackler in the middle, and then Andre Sisco is an All-America candidate in the back end. Hornibrook throwing the deep ball and going up to win the 50-50 jump. Treshawn Harrison.
It's an unbelievable effort. Hornibrook's got a good job. We've got a flag down right now back in the backfield, but he throws his ball. He's been short.
Hands to the face. Offense, number 55. Half the distance to the goal. Replay. 2nd down. Number 85 of the defense, whose helmet came off, may remain in the game.
That's on true freshman left guard, right guard Dante Lucas.
Takes away a huge play. I mean, explosive plays is what you're missing. Watch here, right on your right side. Hope so you can see this, right? His helmet pops off. I'm assuming he put his hand there. That's how it popped off. Hard to see on that angle, but Good effort here, man. That's a shame. Wasted play there on the outside. Excellent effort by 88 Harrison.
Cost him 34 yards. And now they're back inside their own 2.
Defensive line for Syracuse has to get off the ball here and keep this offense pinned back.
4-man rush, lot of time, down the middle, incomplete. Looking for Harrison, and a good recovery by Melifonwu to break it up. It's 3rd and long.
Yeah, Melifonwu's been banged up, but I'll tell you, he's got some length. You may remember his brother, NFL draft pick out of UConn. But watch here, great protection up front. The middle of the field's open. Hornibrook's got to get it out of his hands. He came out way too late. It's got to come out now. They had a big play, just slightly off target and late.
Hornibrook will dump it off to Cam Akers, and he'll get back out to the 10-yard line, and that'll be it. It's 4th down. Kendall Coleman was the guy that got to him.
Kendall Coleman's another guy that's an NFL prospect on the edge there. Those 2 seniors have done a lot of damage in the sack department last couple years, and their numbers are a little bit down, but they still bring heat, and they're going to have an opportunity against some of those true freshman linemen that are playing for Florida State.
Yeah, they were both 10-sack guys a season ago, AB.
Well, the one thing that Willie Taggart was hoping to clean up would be the penalties. They've been a problem all year, and it cost them a big play on that possession. So they'll boot it away to Riley at midfield, a 40-yard punt, and that'll set Syracuse up with an opportunity. With a season for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, Allstate will make a contribution to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. Dino Babers guiding the Orange to a big upset of Clemson a couple years ago. The 10-win season last season. They were back in the national rankings for the first time in nearly 2 decades, and then went on to beat West Virginia in the Camping World Bowl at the end of last year. Trying to regain some of that magic. It's Jarvion Howard coming out of the backfield.
It's hard to imagine 0 for points, right, Beth? They averaged over 40 last year game. I think 24 points is what they've averaged this year, and their yards are 100 yards less of offense for this team. Just been a really rough season for the offense for Dino Babers.
DeVito. Incomplete along the sideline, and some frustration there from Taj Harris, the intended receiver. And there's the issue. I mean, that's a couple of scores and a field goal just about lacking. It's down to 12 points per game in conference this year. Full wide for DeVito. Lofts it up for Harris. Incomplete. Stanford Samuels on the coverage, and it's 4th down. Third straight 3 and out for Syracuse. 5th punt of the quarter. One of them called back. Had to do it again.
You're starting to see that frustration. You saw the play before with Taj Harris offline on the throw by DeVito, and there both of them not on the same page, and Dino Babers just kind of sitting there, and we're going to have a penalty there running into the kicker. Wow.
Syracuse is going to get this right back, and the concern right now is the health of their punter. Sterling Hoffrichter got hit hard on the release.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense, number 26, 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
And the question is, was the big number 5, Chris Elmore, did he block into the kicker? It was such a huge collision, I get it, but there on that replay, you see him get hit and spin. Tough to avoid, just kind of a bad, wrong place, wrong time for Florida State.
So it looked like it's Adesante Samuel there, 26.
Number 5 there, Chris Elmore, just shoves him. Elmore plays defensive line, tight end, defense, special teams. He's basically in there the entire game, but that's a big man knocking a small defensive back into a punter.
So that will set the Orange up 1st and 10 from the Florida State 31-yard line. And a false start on the Cuse.
False start. Offense. Number 80. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
They average 9 per game. They have 5 here in the quarter, as does Florida State. Howard in at tailback here for Syracuse. And with Harris in motion, Howard will get it right up the middle, runs into the waiting arms of Marvin Wilson, the former 5-star recruit out of Houston, who's really evolved as and emerged as the leader of this defensive unit.
Yeah, he's the voice of reason for this football team. And we talked to Mike Lynch, the offensive coordinator. He said, we're not going to run up the middle. Well, right there, they chose to run up the middle. Bad choice for Syracuse.
The most impressive thing about Marvin Wilson is at 315 pounds, he has a high motor, guys. He's going all play.
Blitz off the edge. DeVito forced up the middle, and Tommy will run with it. Gets down inside the 30, cut down by Emmett Rice, and a run of 6 yards. And that is not the kind of numbers you want. Your penalty yardage is more than your total offense to date. Final seconds of this first quarter and a 3rd and 7. Blitz coming again at DeVito, and down he goes for the 4th time today. Brendan Gant got to him as the first quarter comes to an end. Good defensive pressure by the Noles. And plenty of Cam Akers with 2 touchdown runs as Florida State on top.
Welcome back. Florida State with a 13-0 lead. Syracuse getting ready to try a 50-yard field goal. I got to say, guys, right now, no wind, but since the beginning, actually a couple hours before the game, a gusting wind moving right to left on your screen.
Season long is 45, his career long is 54 for the Groza Award winner last year, top kicker in the country. Got the distance and the accuracy. Andre Schmidt, the sophomore, from 50 yards out, has the Orange on the board.
I mean, literally, as he kicked that ball, the wind started gusting. I didn't think it was going to have enough mustard to get there, but it snuck right through the upright.
So that cuts the lead to 13-3. And the first bright spot for Syracuse today, getting some points up there. Look at the number of plays and the time of possession. Almost even, but the big difference is Florida State 8 yards per play, Anthony. Syracuse just 1 yard per play.
And just with that drive, even though it didn't convert into a touchdown, they were able to keep Florida State's offense off the field for a little bit to give their defense a blow. Let's see if they can get a stop now, get the ball right back, and build off that momentum.
2 rushing touchdowns for Akers in their first 2 possessions, but now a couple of stops for Syracuse. One of them a 4th down stop. And this is Hoffrichter to kick it away. Treshawn Harrison is the deep man for Florida State. And Keith Gavin is back there as well. No Keyshawn Helton today for the Seminoles, and they'll have it out at their own 25, and a pretty good first quarter here for Cam Akers.
He's done everything, Beth. I mean, heck, he runs the ball with great precision, great blocking up front by the South. Guess what? He can pass, too. A couple wildcat throws out of the backfield, connecting with his brother in the backfield, number 4. And then, hey, when you got to make a big play, and you got to break tackles, and you get near the end zone, there's only one man to give the ball to. That's Cam Akers. Right now, a huge factor for this Kendall Browse offense for Florida State.
Over 2,500 yards rushing in his career. That's top 10. Orange were able to keep him in check last year in the Dome, but 2 years ago here in Tallahassee, a career day for Akers with 199 yards on the ground. This is McKitty breaking a tackle. Got blockers in front of him. And McKitty out to the 46-yard line. Good yards after for Trey, and 21-yard pickup.
Yeah, it's a nice job here. It's a little tight end screen. Chip, block, throw. Hornibrook gets it out, and you just make people miss. There's 2-3 tacklers there that nobody blocks for Florida State. McKitty with his athleticism. And again, coming off his best game last week, Beth, really showing to be a weapon.
Akers tried to change of direction. Kinsley Jonathan on the stop. The big development today for the Seminoles, the change at quarterback. Alex Hornibrook, who had started the NC State game when James Blackman was injured, gets the start today, even though Blackman is healthy. And a reception to Gavin on the outside, who's getting a little more PT today with the injury to Pokey Wilson.
It was a big factor for them the last couple seasons, and you know, Wilson not being in this game kind of beat him out, and now he's getting an opportunity. Got to take advantage of it if you're him.
3rd and 3. Akers got the first down. Patient, waits for a block, and gets to the outside. Good push by Andrew Baselli, the new starting center today, and a run of 9.
Well, you know, when you watch Florida State on film in their running game, you don't see the holes. It's usually Cam Akers trying to find something, you know, create something, and now he's able to get some vision to the second level, which is huge. Got an offensive lineman down. Looks like Dante Lucas, the true freshman.
Come off to the sideline. He's gone into the tent for Florida State. So it's now Brady Scott at left guard and Cole Minshew at right guard. Akers flips it to Tamarion Terry. We have not called his name a whole lot today, and the Orange sniffed that one out. And a loss back to the 45. Let's check in with Kevin in the studio.
Hi, Beth. AT&T Best Performance takes us to East Lansing. Penn State, Michigan State. Sean Clifford to Pat Fryermuth. Made it 13-0. Penn State going to be tested in November. They still have to play at Minnesota and at Ohio State. Beth?
Thanks, Kevin. And the Orange have Florida State going the wrong way the last couple of plays. After a loss of 9, they'll lose 8 more here.
Yeah, good job by Syracuse. A trick play on the first down, and then second down, they're trying to get a screen to get some of them yards back. And you're seeing a little bit more flow from these players. That's Lakeem Williams, number 46, tracking it down. Excellent job by him. This is a tough, what do you call here on 3rd and 27? I'm not quite sure, but
how about Kalen Laburn? And they'll see what he can do. Gets back across midfield. And it's 4th down. Rocky?
Yeah, another nice play there by Lakeem Williams. One thing about Lakeem, you are not going to outrun him to the sideline. Coaches yesterday were saying he is quick, super fast guy. One thing watching him, though, he has a tendency to cross his feet over instead of shuffle sliding like you like to see out of linebackers. But when it comes to running down things on the sideline, he's got it down.
And Rocky, what's the emotion down there? It looked like Florida State was going to come out and wipe out the Orange, but
it did.
After the quick start, it's changed.
Yeah, Florida State is missing an opportunity to really just put this thing away here and keeping Syracuse in the game.
Riley. Oh, he let that one fall behind him. He could have caught it at the 10. And a mistake by the veteran Sean. 46 yards on the punt. And the Orange buried deep. By softball coach Lonnie Almeida. She was the Grand Marshal, the winners of the national championship a couple years ago. And it looked good to start for Florida State. They scored on their first 2 possessions. But the Orange have managed to hang around. A field goal on the board for Tommy DeVito, who's had a rough season and already sacked 4 times today.
Young quarterback getting hit that much. I mean, last year I remember him throwing the ball down the field, extremely accurate. Things changing quickly for young quarterbacks.
On the ground, Mo Neal. The run game has been absent for the Orange, and it continues today. Only 4 yards so far on the ground.
One thing I'll say about Tommy DeVito, but he is tough as nails. Anybody gets hit that much and sacked that much, bounces back, doesn't complain. I got to give that kid a lot of credit.
Good run by Neal for some tough yardage out to the 10. Leonard Warner with the tackle, and here comes a third down. And it's the new guy, the right tackle.
Offense, number 60. Half the distance to the goal. Third down.
Matthew Bergeron is getting the start today for Ryan Alexander, who left the team. Chris Elmore was also moving.
Yeah, I mean, just some miscommunication. Got to be on point. That's the one thing about tempo, Beth. You go fast and you keep going. There's not a lot of time off the clock. All of a sudden, bam, you go from a possible 3rd and short operation to now 3rd and 8, and you could be off the field in less than 30 seconds.
Dino wants a timeout here. Yeah.
Timeout. Syracuse, their first timeout of the half. Timeout.
First one for the Orange. They'll consider this 3rd and 8, as will we when we come back. And the unbeaten's down to 9 now with Oklahoma's loss. 3rd and 8, Syracuse. And DeVito out of his own end zone to Tristan Jackson for a first down.
Finally, they link up on the outside. Much needed first down. They've been working those sidelines. Little comeback route. Just got to be accurate with it. See Jackson go down and catch it. A little confusion now with the tempo for Florida State.
That's one thing this tempo does to you. It makes you get lined up quickly, and that time they caught Florida State. Luckily, wasn't too bad.
Yeah, they only had 10 guys. Look, they're running the 11-point on there. Syracuse is going against
edge pressure. The Orange will run away from it. Mo Neal, senior out of Gastonia, North Carolina. He's a couple yards short here. 6 carries, 15 yards for Mo. 2,000-yard rusher in his Syracuse career. Well, they converted their last 3rd down. On the ground, and it looks like they've done it again. Couple in a row. Mo Neal up the middle.
One thing, guys, watching the corners for Florida State, it looked like they really are reluctant to get beat deep. Not too much press coverage here so far, keeping everything underneath them.
51 yards of offense so far for Syracuse. That's it. And now on the move for the first time with a sustained drive. DeVito takes a hit, splits a couple of guys out to the 30 in a run of 5. Janaris Robinson and Nazrul Dean with the tackle.
Yeah, they bring a little double linebacker blitz there on the left side, and DeVito's got to step up. Good job getting yards, but like you said, but a little bit of a sandwich on with 2 defenders getting hit on that. It bounces right back up.
Gets it out quickly to Sean Riley, but Riley had to come back for the football, and again, it'll be 3rd down and a couple.
Got to find ways to throw the ball to your receivers in stride, right, so they can go. They got some weapons, Riley and Jackson. These guys can make plays. You just got to connect.
Back-to-back conversions, make it 3 straight. Adams streaking down the sideline and into Florida State territory.
Good job by DeVito getting this out quick. And look, in space, when you're a running back or a receiver, you got to make somebody miss. Good job. See an extension there by Janaris Robinson. He wasn't able to get that tackle, and that's a big, long defensive end trying to tackle a guy in space. That's hard.
Biggest play of the day for the Orange. 19 yards. And the pass over the head of Taj Harris. Well, their best drive of the day. And already doubling up what they were able to do in the first quarter. Another run inside. Amari Gaynor, who's really coming on, a redshirt freshman from right here in Tallahassee, makes the play. They hit on their last 3 third downs. Here comes another one. on the 12th play of the drive. They'll roll out DeVito, slings it. Incomplete, looking for Jackson, and it's 4th down.
Again, they're trying to get that movement with a little bit of a comeback, and it's either a catch on target or it's an incompletion out of bounds. You really got to be a precision thrower, and they have not been able to hit that with much success so far today. One earlier, but right now, DeVito's 7 for 15, just under 50% as a passer bet. It's not going to get it done right now if you're trying to beat this Florida State team.
Richter will punt to DJ Matthews back around his own 10. High end over end, and Matthews with the fair catch. On his fingertips around the 15. Let's take a look at today's college football rankings, brought to you by Northwestern Mutual. Alabama coming up tonight on ESPN. LSU right now in front. Ohio State rolled today, and Oklahoma a stunning loss.
Yeah, we had Kansas State a couple weeks ago against Baylor, and I'm not quite sure how they were going to manufacture offense this year, let alone going against a powerhouse like Oklahoma. But man, I'll tell you, one of those days you wake up, Beth, and it just clicks for you. And now Chris Kleiman's a legend. You know, it doesn't matter what anybody was saying about that offense anymore. They beat Oklahoma this year. That's going to stick around for a while.
Tip of the cap to Baylor head coach Matt Rule. Anybody out there have a bet that Baylor would be undefeated longer than Oklahoma would?
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, guys, you know I talk about it every week, but it's just so hard to get 19, 20, 21-year-old kids to be in the game week in, week out, and we saw it, I think, here today with Oklahoma.
Pressure coming from the Orange, and they get their first sack of the day.
Yeah, they're going
Antoine Cordy out of the secondary.
They're going to pull a little trick on the left tackle, true freshman here. That's Washington. They're going to suck him down a little bit, and then they're going to bring a corner off the edge, and just that little hesitation allowed the corner to get off and make a big play.
Working on the freshman tackle. Hornibrook will step up and just get outside of the end zone. And into the arms of Brandon Berry to avoid the safety.
I know, Rocky, you've seen some good things out of Berry so far this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Berry has had a nice season, 4.5 sacks. Coming into this game, into this season, 0 career sacks. He's really turning it on here in his 5th year.
He was out of position, I guess, early on in his career. Finally getting to play a little defensive end. Of course, they got their studs in Coleman and Robinson, but he has stepped in and done a nice job for them and given them the depth they needed to make a play.
Tommy Martin to pull out of the back of his end zone. High and short to Sean Riley, and a fair catch. And Syracuse will have it at the FSU 42-yard line after the 41-yard punt. 5:40. Go to ESPN.com/Taco Bell to see how your school can compete or get the committee's attention by using hashtag LiveMoss Student Section Contest.
Who would want to cheer next to those guys with all the glitter? It's all over the place. I mean, really? They get it off by rubbing it against everybody else in the stands.
Orange looked like they were thinking about a trick play for Tristan Jackson as they had their best starting field position of the day. That's a commitment right there.
And they still look like they got product in their hair to keep everything in play. Like, these guys got it together here, man. He's yawning. Is that a yawn? I think you could call him yawning.
The Garnet and the Gold with the lead. Shovel pass to Mo Neal. Got a couple up the middle. And it's 3rd down.
Just feels like Syracuse is on the verge of hitting a big play, an explosive play, a run that pops out, or a big pass play. Right now, Florida State just holding on, not giving up too much, just keeping everything in front of them.
DeVito and the catch on the perimeter, and it's close to a first down for Syracuse. Jackson looks like he's right at the line to gain.
Eventually, this comeback has got to turn into maybe a little stop and go, because Stanford Samuels, the corner, is trying to jump all over this, and he was close to getting that one.
Almost intercepted. Well read by Asante Samuel, who jumped the route.
Look, you want to talk about athleticism. Watch my man right here. Folks, you want to talk about selling out and go get that football. Man, that was a heck of an opportunity for Florida State. Look at this. He gets cut. He goes up in the air. He's flying. Just misses that ball. Unbelievable with that. Took the chop block, and he's saying, that's on me. Man, that would have been an outstanding catch. Heck of a play by him.
And that's film study, guys. You can tell he watched that play all week and jumped it.
2nd and 10. DeVito to kneel out of the backfield. Hurdles a defender. Went over the top of Samuels and inside the 30. How about an update from Kevin?
Hey, Jeff, Minnesota is all over Maryland right now. Coney Durr going to be intercepted by Tyrell Pigram, who brings it back 72 yards to the house. One of 2 Maryland turnovers so far. Minnesota trying to get to 8-0 for the first time since 1941. Beth?
DeVito downfield, juggled by Jackson, couldn't hold it. Samuels with the coverage and a little lip as well after the play. It's 4th down, and do the Orange go?
Yeah, Stanford Samuels playing tight here on this coverage. It's a matchup right now. A little grab it, they get off each other. Good play on the football. Tristan Jackson's not able to pull it in. Last week, Samuels got a little bit picked on after having a strong start to the season. Looks like he's coming back strong. Heck of a matchup right now between those 2 players.
They will try for the 3 points here. Schmidt good from 50 earlier. This a 46-yard attempt. And Schmidt off the right, upright, no good. Missed opportunity for the Orange, and Willie Taggart is fired up. Big stop there, and the miss by one of the best kickers in the country.
Yeah, I mean, you know, one of the best kickers, like you said, Lou Gross Award last year, and looks like it was starting to hook in, but then it just hits the outside. And I'll tell you, you're right, the emotion by Willie Taggart, his defense really coming up big on that stop there is really good, and he's checking it out. He likes it.
And say they will take over here after the missed field goal, and really an opportunity to try and make a statement and rediscover the offense that they had their first 2 possessions.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you, these guys are fighting hard for Coach Taggart. That's the one thing I cannot deny. The offense right now started off this game outstanding. If they got to get back into their mode, maybe get a little bit of get some hits back to Cam Akers and Laybourne a little bit. But I'll tell you, I've been impressed the way they've come out and just fought in this football game after, you know, starting the season 3-4.
Yeah, and one of the things they talked about was, you know, last year there were a lot of big losses, including big loss to Syracuse. This year the losses have been close. I know that's not good enough around Tallahassee, but there is the feeling from the coaching staff and the players that they are getting better and improving every week. And the deep ball, Hornibrook looking for DJ Matthews, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, you know, 3 deep balls so far. Just a little short, Beth. Arm strength not quite what it needs to be. You know, he's got a lot of speed at the wide receiver position. When they get by those DBs, either get it out of your hands a little earlier or put a little more pop on it, take the air out of the ball. He's not used to playing with that kind of speed. That receiver, remember, he was at Wisconsin, didn't have the type of output from those guys when he was the quarterback there.
Cam Akers is the offset back who now motions to the right, and they'll set up Cam with a screen. Tried to throw it back to his quarterback, and now does. Hornibrook with the completion to Tamarian Terry inside the 20-yard line. Not how they drew it up, Anthony, but they'll take it.
I consider myself pretty good with football. I'm just going to let you watch this because I don't really know what you call this play. Throw it back. There's 2 defenders, a guy hanging over Akers, come back to Hornibrook, then throw it around there, jump in the air, catch it, and he gets a block, and all of a sudden it looks like Kendall Browse is a genius for calling that play.
54 yards it ends up being in the right direction for Florida State, and they're in the red zone.
That was one of those, what are you doing? Go, go, go.
Akers, nice cutback. Now, you know, when Briles said we need to get these guys more touches, I'm not sure if he meant on the same play, but nonetheless.
I'll tell you, Cam Akers, man, he might have been going to one of the local David Busters and playing that football toss game because he's got himself a good arm. That had to be a perfect throwback to Hornibrook. And, hey, you got to find a way to get Terry the ball. That guy's explosive. When he gets the ball in his hands, Beth, it's a different ball game with this offense.
Oh, and another terrific look at the effort from Cam Akers. You hit him once, it's not enough.
Officials timeout for injury.
And a couple of Syracuse players slow to get up. And Tyrell Richards is still down, the defensive lineman. Akers now 11 carries, 71 yards, and a lot of those yards through guys, AB.
Yeah, I mean, look, sometimes when you're going against a guy with as thick as legs as Cam Akers, it hurts. And you saw Richards there on the beginning stages of hitting him, bouncing off, and gets nicked up on trying to make that tackle. Looks like he's holding that left arm.
How about an update from Kevin Connors?
Hey, Beth, coming up on the Army National Guard halftime report, much more on the mayhem in Manhattan. We'll show you how K-State was able to take down Oklahoma. Meantime, is Ohio State the best team in college football? We'll pose that question to Emmanuel Acho and Coach Jim Mora. Plus, we go rapid fire, check in on another one of those undefeated teams, all coming up at the half. Beth?
Thanks, Kevin. I think our debate has been, is it LSU or Ohio State so far with the best resume?
I like LSU, but that's a heck of a win but today by Ohio State.
All right, so 3rd and 2. Inside the 10, a collision in the backfield. Akers even willing to run through his teammates, Anthony, to get the first down.
And that it's going to hurt his teammate more than it hurts Cam. I mean, check this out right here. Got the handoff. Terry's not quite by. I'll tell you what, that's a heck of a hit. That might be the hardest hit Akers has taken today by a player, his own guy. He still gets the first down. Unbelievable. I give him the ball again just for that.
1st and goal, Knowles. The fake to Akers, incomplete into the end zone, looking for Terry. Melifonwu on the coverage.
Terry 6'4". Melifonwu's got some size, 6'3" for a corner. These are two big players above the average at their positions going at it. It's a heck of a matchup here down in the red zone.
Terry does have a touchdown catch in 4 straight games for Florida State. And a direct snap here to Akers. Looking to get to the edge. Lunging for the goal line. Touchdown, Florida State. And the block to spring him was by his quarterback, Hornibrook.
Flag down.
3rd TD run of the day for Cam.
Yeah, look at Hornibrook here. Bam. He hits him with his right shoulder, being a lefty, protects him. And then look at Akers putting on the burst there on the outside. Kind of slow played it and then got himself.
Number 23 of the defense. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff. He'll have a try for point.
Looks like his knee and body are off the ground. Gets it inside the pylon. Heck of an effort by him. What a first half, Beth, that Cam Akers is having.
The play is under review, a scoring play here in the final couple of minutes. And the replays certainly show the knee is still in the air when he breaks the plane and knocks over the pylon. His 3rd score. And Alex Hornibrook, I don't think I'd characterize it as a block, perhaps a bump.
Getting away.
Yeah. Effective.
Rolling on the field is confirmed.
Touchdown. 79 yards rushing, 3 scores.
AB, Akers has some of that.
Foul will be enforced on the try. Half the distance from the 3 to the 1.5. The other try for point.
I was saying, AB, Akers has some of that Le'Veon Bell just patience where he's almost dead stopped, and then boom, can just kick it in, get into the corner there.
Yeah, he does. He really does have a good balance and mix with that right now. And it looks like they may be lining up and going for 2 here. But I'll tell you, the more you can bring to the table, Rock, we both know. We've been there. We've seen it. You know, always shifting backs in and out of the NFL. You got a guy who can do everything and pass. He showed it today. That he'll never come off the field. I like this kid.
Yeah, especially an NFL roster, only 45 guys active on game day. The more guys can do, the better. That's what NFL teams want.
Wildcat here for 2. after the first PAT was blocked today.
Dino's halfway on the field.
And Dino was...
That's how you get their attention. He looked like he was about to run a motion for Florida State.
30 second timeout of the half. 30 second timeout.
As Cam Akers, we might have to start tracking his quarterback reps. He might be catching up on Hornibrook today.
The official came over to tell Dino, we'd prefer you run horizontally down the sideline as opposed to vertically out onto the field. But he did get their attention for the TO. Akers, by the way, is 2 for 2 if they choose to throw it here out of the Wildcat.
You know, I'll tell you, you know what you can set yourself up for here is a little fake run, Tebow-ish pop pass. Maybe, I'm not trying to pick a player.
Did you just drop a Tebow in Tallahassee?
Well, hey.
That is verboten, buddy.
Well, now everybody knows because they didn't quite hear it the first time. But watch McKinney here. This is an opportunity to get a little smash and go. If McKinney's on the line of scrimmage, there's a possibility with this.
Akers will follow McKinney and Neighbors. Easy pickings. 21-3.
I really like that play design there. Full flow. You get the kick out. Look at this. I mean, it's just well done. Lineman coming off the ball. You got your tight end blocking. Your fullback Neighbors doesn't even have anybody to get because the whole entire defense is on the left side of the field. I'll tell you, man, Kendall Browse is calling maybe his best game of the season.
Big afternoon for number 3 with the 3 touchdown runs. And 2 years ago here in Tallahassee, his career high in yardage with 199 against the Orange. Okay. Boy, that was huge for Florida State to get some more points up after Syracuse had kind of taken the wind out of their sails, had been hanging around. And the quick strike before the intermission. The 3 touchdowns tying a career high today for Cam Akers. All coming already in the first half. Our Week 8 Monday Night Football matchup, it's the Dolphins and the Steelers. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and on your ESPN app. Our coverage will begin from Heinz Field with Monday Night Countdown at 6 o'clock. You got the Fitz magic, you got the juju working.
Dolphins are going to win one of these weeks, Ben. Why not against the Pittsburgh Steelers? Who drew this graphic? Who picked this graphic up? A Steelers graphic, huh? Our producer must be leaning heavy towards a particular team this week. Mason. This looks like it was orchestrated and not delivered to him by the graphics department.
Rudolph will be back under 7. All right, what's Syracuse got here with a little 2-minute drill? They'll run it with Howard. Warner with a good lick on him. Cuse has the 1 timeout left. And a very good kicker who's already hit from 50, but hit the upright from 47. They are letting this clock bleed. Stumble by Howard out to the 30-yard line. Gainer wrapped him up, and now does Florida State want a timeout? Yes, they do. So the Noles want to force a punt here and get it back.
First timeout of that. 30-second timeout.
Syracuse looking at a 3rd and 5. They are 4 for 12 so far in this first half. Florida State, their total offense, 257 to just 96 for the Orange. Of course, Noles fans know they've struggled with leads this year, have been caught from behind on more than one occasion. Three-man pressure on third down. And a good push to get the first down by Howard out of the backfield.
Yeah, initially he ran his route just shy of the first down marker. I was getting ready to say something, but he was able to break a tackle and get over that line of scrimmage. That's good for Syracuse, who's just trying to run this clock out.
DeVito, Howard does manage to get out of bounds to Kalen Brooks, shoving him out, the sophomore from Tampa. And second down and 11. Do the Orange want to try something downfield here at some point? DeVito stepping up, breaks a tackle, and runs out to the 39-yard line. Marvin Wilson had him for a sack, couldn't hold on. And Syracuse now will call their final timeout. And they will have 30 seconds to work with on a 3rd and 6.
When you got a kicker like they do, it's always worth trying to get in range for him. Being he's got such a strong leg. I know he's probably mixed on the fact that he doesn't feel real great about what his offense has been doing today, but you know, it only takes 1 or 2 plays, Beth, to hit, break a tackle, all of a sudden you got yourself in pretty good field goal range.
What's curious though, guys, is I mean, a couple plays ago weren't exactly hurrying and going to roll up tempo, and now they're going to call a timeout and try to get a field goal.
Ball is still at their own 39. And if you don't get the conversion here, you stop the clock, and then Florida State can stop it again. DeVito, the shovel pass, and they will pick up the yardage and get into Florida State territory. And a scoot of 16 for Howard.
I clock it here. They don't have any timeouts. 100% you got to clock it here. Stop the clock. Looks like they're going to let it run a couple seconds. Let's see, this is where it bothers me with the time clicking off the clock.
Cost him about 8 seconds. DeVito in trouble.
Yeah, see,
and no timeouts left for Syracuse to work with.
It boggles my mind, Beth. The spiking in college football doesn't happen as much, and that's going to be the end of the half. And they just lost themselves an opportunity.
Real questionable clock management the last minute and a half for the Orange. As time expires, 21-3, Florida State with 3 touchdown runs for Cam Akers. The Cuse to just 3 points and only 124 yards of total offense. And the onside kick attempt to start out the 3rd quarter, and it does not work, and it trickles out of bounds. How about a look at our Dell Technologies first half statistics?
Been efficient. No turnovers as well, Beth. Passing the yard. I think Hornibrook's done a nice job protecting the football, not making big mistakes. I think both teams would like to run the ball better, but Cam Akers, like we've talked about, has been effective when he gets the ball in his hands.
And Hornibrook 10 for 16, 155 yards passing. And Syracuse took a big chance to try and shake it up with the onside kick attempt, and instead it's Florida State from the Orange 41-yard line, because the kick trickled out of bounds for the additional penalty yardage. Big break pickup. Andre Cisco with the hit on Matthews. Rocky?
Yeah, I talked to Willie Taggart going into halftime. Clearly pleased. He said we're finally finishing, which has been a problem for them all year. The exact opposite, talking to Dino Babers coming out. He said the game started and our players didn't play. Clearly upset with him. I think that's what that onside kick attempt might have been, trying to get his team in the game, but didn't work.
Hornibrook has his man across the middle. Matthews for a first down and a link up of 13 yards.
DJ Matthews, sneaky quick in the passing game. On the inside slot's going to run an in route. Nice protection. Hornibrook feels the pressure. Just throw it on point, throw it on target. That's what they're looking for from the quarterback.
Hornibrook swings it to the outside, and to the 20-yard line is Tamarian Terry. And an injured player down for Syracuse.
Illegal motion, number 7, offense, 5-yard penalty, still, first down. Timeout.
6th penalty on Tallahassee. Florida State with the 21-3 lead over Syracuse. The injured orange was Andrew Armstrong. He's getting looked at and evaluated in the tent. Mikel Jones is his replacement, as Florida State will run the Wildcat here again with Cam Akers. No Dante Lucas, by the way. He has not returned to that offensive line after getting hurt in the first half. Akers follows Gabe Neighbors, a nice block, another broken tackle. And down close to the 20-yard line, he ran through Lakeem Williams in a run of 12.
I haven't seen the first defender even try or at least disrupt the running style of Cam Akers today. Truly has great balance, power, and explosions in a lower torso.
The handoff, Layburn inside the 10. First and goal, Seminoles.
Again, the holes are there. Look at Akers get kind of small here, thinking, Layburn getting small, thinking there's going to be a guy there, and he comes right through the first level. Something Florida State hasn't seen. Backs getting to the second, third level free without getting touched. It's a heck of a job by those guys up front today in this game.
Yardage coming in chunks now. There's 14 more, and here goes Akers. Touchdown, and a career-high 4th score.
Good push, McKitty. All these guys doing a nice job, and of course the strength and power of Akers. He didn't need much to get that ball over his body. Was pulling defenders all the way through to the end zone. Nice run by him.
The score late in the first half, and the quick strike to open things up here in the third. All 4 of their drives to score have been under 3 minutes. There's a flag there on the extra point attempt and an injured player down.
Again, nice job here just corralling. I mean, look, Syracuse, there's 4 guys there, Beth, in the vicinity. I mean, they just can't. They're banging into each other instead of the guys in Garnet.
The field is that the try is successful during the kick, personal foul. Defense number 94 standing on the defender. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
That's their second personal foul penalty after the play today. One on Melifonwu and that one on Robinson.
Yeah, Dino Babers not happy at all. I just saw him talking to Robinson right there.
Handshakes all around for Cam Akers. They go 5 plays, 41 yards in a minute, 42 seconds. Osceola and Renegade enjoying the afternoon. And really what started out as a must-win, right, for both these clubs. In a fight to get back to 500. Syracuse, after today, the remainder of their schedule is against teams with winning records. And for Florida State, of course, always big for recruiting, if for nothing else, when you've still got Miami and Florida still to come. after Syracuse got the win at home last year. Florida State responding in kind here this afternoon. Let's see who's making it look easy today. Brought to you by Auto Trader. Is there any doubt who this is?
Yeah, Cam Akers, he is making it look easy. He's been throwing the ball out of the Wildcat. He's really just carried this offense today. And, you know, last week he had a tough fumble late in the game in the red zone against Wake Forest. And he comes back and bounced back with a vengeance today against Syracuse. They've been in position to tackle him. There's 4, 3, 5 guys there, and he still gets into the end zone. He's on a mission today. He's carried the load. Those 98 yards right there don't tell the story of what he's done to this Syracuse defense.
The 4 touchdowns you just saw there that tied the Florida State record. One of the guys he just tied was Dalvin Cook in 2016 up in Syracuse. And Dalvin became their leading rusher.
We did that game a few years ago.
Yes, we did.
That's when they rolled out the red carpet for you, Beth, when we went to Syracuse. No one said hi to us, but every time they walked by you, it was hugs and kisses and high fives. And
one of my alma maters.
I was hoping to make some contacts, but I didn't get any.
No shot. Here's the 3rd and 7 for the Orange. Abdul Adams is the offset guy. Adams will run it. And he'll be short out across the 30. It's 4th down. And
pretty conservative on that 3rd down. I know it's been frustrating. Dino Babers just, look, I mean, he's used to having high-flying points, a lot of explosive plays. And coming into this game, they only had 19 plays, Beth, over 30 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been amazing what a difference a year makes in what this offense was last year.
He told us this week it's been a very aggressive week at practice. A lot of guys were getting reps with the first team. They are looking for folks to shake things up. And it just hasn't happened yet today. Florida State will have it back with a 28-3 lead. The trip to Doak Campbell Stadium, where the Cuse has never won.
Still sticking there with that glitter. It's
boy, doesn't that look itchy?
Making me itchy, for sure.
28-3, Florida State scored late in the 2nd quarter, and they scored quickly to open up the 3rd, and now they've got it back. On a record-tying day for Cam Akers with 4 rushing touchdowns. He's 2 yards shy of 100 on the day.
Snap infraction, offense, number 60, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
It's the new center today, Andrew Baselli, son of Tony in the NFL. $16 combined penalties for these 2 clubs today. Akers will stay on the sideline here. This is Laburn in at tailback. Honeybrook gets away from the rush. And Alex forward for the 1st down with Kendall Coleman giving chase.
You know, it's funny, Willie Taggart in our meetings talked about how he is a little more, and that's Hornibrook, more athletic in the pocket than James Black, and it's amazing. He said he's not as fast as him, but he's just got an innate ability to kind of ricochet, get away from stuff, and dip, and really tuck under blocks, and right there was a perfect example of it.
Well underthrown, looking for Tamarian Terry. Syracuse was able to get some pressure on him.
Yeah. That's, you know, right on the outside. And, you know, Hornibrook hasn't been able to really get that deep ball going today. A little short, that one because he got hit, but earlier in the game had some guys past the coverage, just wasn't able to get that ball out there far enough.
11 for 19, 168 yards through the air as Hornibrook makes the start today. And a direct snap to Laburn. They are giving us a lot of different looks. Hornibrook has worked out of the gun, so has Akers. There, Leyburn. %50 on their third downs today. Hornibrook buying some time, and he will lunge for the yard gain. He'll be short. Andre Cisco got to him, and there is another injured lineman down behind the play. Ryan Roberts was able to get to his feet.
Yeah, it looks like Darius Washington is one of the guys that's kind of limping. They're checking out, and then number 56 Roberts. They cannot have any more guys drop.
Looks like, guys, I see number 71, Chaz Neal, redshirt freshman, coming in, possibly here. Nope, at least getting ready.
See,
well, they're going to bring the punting unit on here, fourth down.
Both tackles kind of run into each other. Guy goes low, he falls down on top of him. Hopefully it'll be okay.
Sean Riley back deep from Syracuse, back inside his own 20. On this fourth punt of the day for the Seminoles, and this one will find its way out of bounds. And the official walking it back out to the Syracuse 24-yard line, where they'll have it 1st and 10. And a 34-yard punt, and we'll take a break and be right back to Talladega. Lead over Syracuse. The winner gets back to 500 for the year. And a couple of wins away from bowl contention. Orange on the ground with Mo Neal, and a run out across the 30. Emmett Rice able to trip him up.
That was close right there, Beth. Just get his legs up at last second. He would have broke that one out.
Syracuse needs a spark. They need to try and sustain the drive here to get something positive going their way. Brendan Gant stuffed the run, and it's third down.
Beth, I'd like to see Syracuse get Tristan Jackson, in my opinion, their best wide receiver right now, back involved in this game.
7 targets today, Rocky. 3 catches, just 26 yards.
Yeah, he's right here, standing off the hip of the tackle.
They'll motion him. Play action. McCuse wants to get him the football, and the clairvoyant Rocky Boyman with the play call.
Yeah, who's Tony Romo, man? We got a Rocky Boyman over here.
That's right. Get that guy.
That's a nice job. You know, you fake the jet sweep, the handoff, and you get it to the sideline, and you see the speed here. Bam, he turns it on, stays in bounds. It's a nice job getting the extra yards. It's been the biggest play all day for the Syracuse team.
They pick up 23 there. Neal, oh, big pop from Nasruddin. He's their big hitter.
Official timeout for injury.
Nasruddin is a true junior, but you know he's starting to get to that world of a potential eraser. He's just around the football, Rocky.
It really is. But remember what Harlan Barnett, the defensive coordinator, told us yesterday? We need more out of him because he has such a high ceiling, such a great player. And man, that was a heck of a hit.
Another man down. Looks like Emmett Rice for Florida State. Back in a moment. Gets over to the Florida State sideline, so that's another linebacker out right now. Of course, Dontavius Jackson not even playing today. Trying to put something together to try and get back into this. 8:35 to go in the third quarter. Adams bounces for the first down. And down inside the 35-yard line. Runs for 10.
The hole kind of constricted down, ran into his own guy, and just kind of bounced out. Got himself a big run.
DeVito. Adams down to the 26-yard line. Good work here by Syracuse. Moving to a little faster tempo. two tight ends in this set, Hackett and Benson both on. A run up the middle. DeVito is pointing to the sideline. There may have been an extra Seminole trying to run off the field. He thought there was a 12th man. No flag.
On the bottom of the screen here, he's kind of running off. If you play it out, does he get off in time? No, that should have been a penalty. There you go.
The 12th player did not make it off the field. 5-yard penalty, resulted a penalty, first down.
Pretty good awareness by DeVito there. I mean, not only did he feel it, see it, but he told the referee and they got it called. It's a heck of a job just being aware of what's going on.
So a 1st and 10 for Syracuse on the edge of the red zone. Four-man pressure coming. DeVito throwing deep, but his receiver cut off the route.
Yeah, just a miscommunication. You know, we've seen this several times. Receiver and quarterback not on the same page. DeVito going deep, guy runs short, and then vice versa. And he had protection and time there, too.
Tommy's 16 for 27, 119 yards. Neal, they'll try and churn it out on the ground, and he gets down inside the 15. Gain of 7 there for Mo. DeVito incomplete, looking for Jackson, and Samuels had the coverage. And now a 4th down decision for Syracuse. Boy, did they pull Marvin Wilson offside right there. He's looking for another flag. Doesn't get one. 4th and 3. Here comes the rush. DeVito gets away from it and hit at the 15, and he will not get there. Robert Cooper and Jaleel McCray with the stop, and FSU takes over.
Injury.
Tight end Hackett is down for Syracuse. Been quiet today. Had a big game last week with a touchdown catch.
7 minutes, 5 seconds. 7:05.
He's right in the hip. His own quarterback runs under him, and then number 33, Gainer, kind of slams him. He almost got bent back there. Man, that's...
Well, and they caught DeVito behind the line of scrimmage, so count that as the 6th sack of the day for the Florida State defense, as Hackett is able to make his way over to the Syracuse sideline. But they will turn over the football. And Florida State will send Cam Akers back out there. The junior from Clinton, Mississippi, their leading rusher coming in, number 12th in the country. Got 4 rushing touchdowns on the day, and he'll take the pitch here and find a seam. And he's out across the 20. And that'll put Akers over 100 yards now on the day. And we'll tease you with what's to come tonight on ABC primetime, 7:30 Eastern from the Big House. Notre Dame and Michigan. Akers to the edge. Flags down behind him as Akers runs out to the 45.
Holding, offense, number 6. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Rocky, you're wearing the green tie today. I'm not saying that's a nod to your beloved Irish, but this, to me, to folks folks our age, this is still one of the big rivalries in college football, Notre Dame, Michigan.
No question, and I saw the rivalry is actually going to get renewed, but we got to wait till I think 2032 to
long.
get. That's a long time. But I'll tell you what, Ian Book playing a lot better. I know Irish fans, I mean, can speak for a lot of them, want to see Notre Dame finally just lay the smackdown on somebody, right? Just kind of really put a team away. If they can put Michigan away in better fashion than Michigan did, or excuse me, Penn State did a couple weeks ago, then I think Irish fans will be happy.
Akers tiptoeing his way out across the 20.
Yeah, I have one game I played against Michigan my sophomore year. Maybe the worst college football game I've ever played.
As a matter of fact, we got tape. Let's pull it up.
I'm sure you do. If anybody does, it's you. Did not have a good
We were just waiting for you to tee it up. Thanks.
I think it was Drew Henson at quarterback, if I recall.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Tim Batuka that year?
Completion for a first down.
That was Tyrone Wheatley.
Oh, Wheatley.
That's a big opportunity, too, on the other side from the Michigan standpoint. In the Big Ten, you've still got undefeated Ohio State looking good. Penn State now winning their game this afternoon. Minnesota already a winner. As Akers throws it, and it should have been picked off. Andre Cisco.
I don't know about that throw. I think he was truly believing he was back in high school, throwing the ball the way he used to. It's been a lot of separation. He's done a nice job. Right here, the little jump, hop, throw across. There's a lot of orange helmets over there. That probably, well, yeah, it should have been a pick. Cisco got a free one there, and he dropped it. That may be the last pass we see Cam Akers throw. I'm just saying, I'm just guessing.
Cisco led the country last year in interceptions. He's got 2 more this year. A rarity for him to drop one. Hornibrook launches it downfield. Jump ball to Terry. Did he bring it down? No, they're saying incomplete, and Tamarian got twisted.
And Hornibrook took a shot. That was very close to being after the pass. Bounced back up pretty quick. Let's watch this here. Hornibrook goes back. Pressure's coming. Ball's up. You know, I guess the time's up pretty good there. And look at the speed and the separation. I mean, again, the ball's just slightly underthrown. Melifonwu catches up to him. Question is,
may have been the wind knocked out of him. He landed with all his weight right on his back.
It's about the 3rd or 4th time today, guys, that Hornibrook's just underthrown wide receivers. You pointed out earlier, AB.
Yeah, I don't think he's got, you know, he never really had the big arm strength, but, you know, there are a lot of opportunities when you got guys like Terry on the outside, Matthews, players that can really run by defenders. You know, again, you get it up there early so they can drop it down in there, or just take a little air off. Maybe that could be the case too. Just put too much air on the football. But you know, look, he's very efficient for this team. He's done an excellent job handling and managing the offense. So we'd say he's a manager, right? A game manager at the quarterback position.
Looking at a 3rd and 10 here. Send Akers in motion. Hornibrook dumps it off for a little tunnel screen, and it's a good one. First down out across the 40 to Harrison. And a 15-yard pickup. But a flag down as well in the backfield.
Maybe a late hit on the quarterback here. I think this may be one that.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense. Number 42. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
3rd one of the day on the orange. It's Tyrell Richards.
Just a little too late. Nice play design. Had those linemen really running up the field for Syracuse and had that middle of the field wide open to dump it off and get themselves a first down.
10th penalty against Syracuse. 9 today against Florida State. Hornibrook finds a guy on the edge, Gavin, and he got a foot down. Gain of 5.
Check out the catch by Gavin. Going up. He's a big 6'3" receiver, getting his foot down, controlling the football. Nice job.
Akers on 2nd and 5. And it's 3rd down. Florida State wants to just let this clock work now in their favor the rest of the day. Of course, they always play fast. Is that something that Kendall Briles is even concerned about here? Hornibrook to the edge, over the shoulder, looking for Harrison, couldn't haul it in. It's 4th down. Again, a kicking issue today, so do you just go for it again here?
That's a heck of a throw, man. Just mistracked this with his hands and comes out. But that's a heck of a throw by Hornibrook. And at this point, you got several options here, getting themselves an opportunity to get a 1st down on 4th here.
Tamarian Terry does come back out onto the field, and now it looks like they will pull him to the side.
Bringing the real quarterback back in to run this one, Beth.
Akers with Layburn next to him. Layburn got it. And a collision with Cordy. They won that battle for 3 yards and a 1st down.
I mean, Laybourne, this dude's yoked up. I mean, I don't know if he has any body fat, Beth, but even when they try to hit him and the helmet's flying off, that's just a good sign of the power that both of these backs have. But Laybourne is a pretty stout dude.
Cordy will have to come out for a play. Big block up the middle. Cam Akers tripped up at the 5. And now will they let him go for the school record here with a 5th rushing touchdown today?
Oh, there's no doubt. It's going to be a Wildcat, I got to think.
For injury.
You know, it's been a frustrating year for Akers. You know, he's been working so hard. Watch how he just breaks through. Great job by Neighbors on the kick out. And Melifonwu was coming from the cornerback position praying that somebody else was making this tackle, because I think he's felt the pain. Watch the top of your screen. Melifonwu was like, oh, okay, yeah, somebody got him down. He didn't want to hit that piece of concrete. And I'll tell you what, you got to feed this guy the rock. Get him number 5 if you can here. Like I was going back and saying, you know, he's gotten a lot of carries this year. Some folks said he should get more. I mean, he's been over 60% of what this offense has been so far this season. But this is well deserved. It's been an up and down season. It's been frustrating at times for this team, for the fan base, and for a guy like Cam Akers, one of the true leaders, Beth, of this football team, to do what he's doing today. The coaches said he carries by example. That's his leadership quality. And today, you just sit back and watch this man go to work, because he's done a phenomenal job.
Career high rushing 2 years ago against Syracuse, and now a shot at the school record with a 5th rushing touchdown against the Orange. He'll give Layburn a chance first. The stiff arm shoved out. No gain.
Yeah, Akers probably needs 2 or 3 more yards, get a little closer, so that when he runs that read option, he just pulls it and he's in control. He just says, I got to get a little closer.
Oh, he may come to the side here.
Yeah, he looks a little limpy right now.
Talks to the athletic training staff. So it's back to Hornibrook into the end zone for Terry, broken up by Melifonwu.
It's a good matchup. Yeah, it has. 2 guys, 6'3". Good sportsmanship there by Terry, tapping on the back of the helmet. But I mean, this is great. I mean, Terry would love to see that ball be a little higher. I'll tell you, Terry's special now. That's another guy that, when that time comes to make a decision, he's only a redshirt sophomore, but he is a ball player.
4 consecutive games with a touchdown catch for Tamarian. Hornibrook with the left hand, got it to Trey McKinney down to the 2. Wow, look at the improv. On 4th down, Layburn up the middle, touchdown Seminoles. 3 second-half scores for Florida State. Another partially blocked extra point, but it goes through. 16 plays, 85 yards, 4 minutes and 41 seconds, and a 35-3 lead.
I'll tell you, I've been impressed with this offensive line. We're going to check out this extra point. Hey, however it goes over, they'll take it, get a little space in between, got some pressure, but it just gets over. They're pretty excited about it. Go back to watch right here, Brady Scott, and watch the tight end McKinney just block down and wash this whole thing down. It doesn't get any easier than that. I'm really impressed with McKinney this year. He drives them on his back to the ground, and that's not a slouch on the outside there. That's Alton Robinson, one of the best players on this defense for Syracuse, and he took the challenge down by the goal line and finished them in the end zone.
And AB, what a big confidence booster for this offensive line. Much maligned. I mean, really not just this year, but in the last couple of seasons. Right now, really just going toe-to-toe, pushing the Syracuse defensive line back and getting the touchdowns.
Well, and you hope what is looking like a very good day right now for Florida State from their perspective, that it doesn't end on a low note, but we do need to tell you that Cam Akers, after he limped off to the side, did go into the tent and is getting checked out by the athletic trainers. He's had a huge day with the 4 rushing touchdowns and 144 yards on the ground for Florida State. But don't forget to kick off your NFL Sunday with ESPN and the ESPN app. It's Sunday Countdown, 10 Eastern. Randy Moss is going to sit down with Tom Brady. Also, what's the connection between Christian McCaffrey and Bruce Lee? Also, all the latest breaking stories and injury updates. And there's Randy and Tom. Their time together in New England.
Solid run there.
Of course, the Patriots still unbeaten. They will be hosting Baker Mayfield in Cleveland. Green Bay will be at Kansas City tomorrow, but Kansas City will be without Patrick Mahomes. And I know earlier today there was still some speculation as to whether or not Drew Brees might be able to return for New Orleans this weekend.
With a bye week next week, I'm thinking to myself, why even bring him out there? But playing with house money.
Up the middle, Jarvian Howard, Nasruddin able to trip him up. Final 2 minutes of this third quarter. 16-yard run there. Might give Howard another go. Gang tackled after a short game. Leonard Warner led the way.
And guys, just a note, Cam Akers still down here on the sideline in that tent.
They've run him. They've had him at the Wildcat. He's been tossing passes. Well, they ask so much of him and Tamari and Terry to score a lot of points for him, and they've been able to do that. 3rd and 1 here for the Cuse. Edge blitz. The Orange will run it up the middle. First down with Mo Neal. And a studio update with Kevin.
Hey, Beth, Auburn hasn't won in Death Valley since 1999. Up 13-10, third quarter, 4th and goal. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, but he is stuffed. War Eagle hanging on midway through the third, 13-10.
Well, that's huge. We've already had one unbeaten fall today. Oklahoma at Kansas State. And LSU down at home to Auburn as DeVito gets the first down and a nice block from Mo Neal. It's a 12-yard gain.
Good speed by DeVito, man. I know it seems like he's running for his life, but he's definitely got some quickness.
Wasn't even sure if he was going to be the starter today. Neal caught in the backfield by Robert Cooper.
Heck of a job by Cooper. 350 pounds, maybe plus a few, give or take, Ben. Right in the middle, over the center, and he just completely goes by Service, who's one of their veteran offensive lineman, but I'll tell you, he moves for a big man.
That's the 10th tackle for a loss for this Florida State defense today. Neal churning it out. He'll get some of that back. And that will take care of the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Florida State with over 400 yards of total offense to take with them into the fourth quarter, and a big lead on homecoming weekend. On a big day for Cam Akers, a 4-touchdown afternoon. The Seminoles dominating the Orange thus far, 35-3 as we start the fourth quarter, and Syracuse on the move. Tommy DeVito with the completion to Aaron Hackett and a first down. The developing story also involving Cam Akers, who just a moment ago came out of the tent on the sideline and jogged back to the Florida State locker room after he had limped off the field on their last possession. Up the middle on the run with Neal.
Willie Taggart's upset. He thought there was a late hit by a Syracuse player down right now.
This is timeout for injury.
That's the Kalen Brooks, I believe. He's mad.
Yeah, it's 28, yeah.
The Kalen Brooks, that's the son of Florida State great Derek Brooks, who's actually here on the sidelines today, right in front on the 10-yard line.
Yeah, he's actually about 5 feet from me here. He looks concerned.
Timeout.
We will take a break and be back in a moment. Beth Bowens, Anthony Beck, Rocky Boyman with you. Syracuse has it inside the 10-yard line. And a 2nd and 5. Kalen Brooks got up, came to the sideline after the injury for Florida State. Here is DeVito working out of the gun. Stepping up. Got his head down to about the 3-yard line, and some extracurricular going on. Emmett Rice with the tackle after a 4-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 1. Following the lead block of Elmore, and Samuels made a big play. Let's see where the spot is. He's got it. 1st and goal, Orange. Abdul Adams will come in at tailback. Punches it in on the 13th play of the drive, and Syracuse has its first touchdown of the day.
It's a nice drive here by Syracuse. They needed something. You talked about it, Beth, just drumming something up. It's a good job of Adams putting his head down, getting it in, and just a good finish by this offense. First time today.
His 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And another injured player. This is Stanford Samuels, as the Orange close out a 13-play, 75-yard scoring drive in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Schmidt on for the extra point. And he's got it. Syracuse able to break through and sustain a long scoring drive. Adams
pointed that out. He counted the number of guys they had. He was yelling for somebody else to get on the field.
Give him a coach's jacket, man.
Seriously.
Well, the good news, too, for Florida State, Rock, did you just see Cam Akers return to the field?
I did. He just ran back out of the tunnel. He's here on the sideline now.
All right, rejoining his teammates. Let's check into the studio right now, Kevin Connors.
Hey, Beth, already 4 lead changes in Texas TCU. How about Max Dugan to Jalen Reagor, 44 yards. Big 12 picture is getting murkier and murkier by the moment. 27-20 TCU on top. Meantime, 4 lead changes in Death Valley. Clyde Edwards-Elaire made it 16-13. They missed the PAT, so it is a field goal lead, third quarter in Baton Rouge.
Boy, all kinds of mixed up right now in the Big 12. And a new quarterback here for Florida State, James Blackman, who had started 6 of their 7 games this year, replaced by Alex Hornibrook today, and now he's out there. Florida State, 3 touchdown drives the last 4 times they've had it.
I really like Blackman. I mean, you turn his tape on, and yeah, I know he missed a couple throws last week and throughout the season, but man, he's got a huge arm. You know, he's a great leader. He's tough. I mean, he took a lot of hits during his starts this season, and he just needs more experience in the big-time moments. I think Coach said it best. It's like when those moments came last week at the end of the game in the 4th quarter, Wake Forest, just taking heat of it instead of not necessarily panicking, but just being ready to take that next step and make a play. That's what they need from him, and he'll get better and he'll grow from it, and he'll learn from this. He's been a great sport about this opportunity, obviously for Hornibrook today, but I think he'll learn a lot from it, and he's been a great competitor.
Yeah, Hornibrook, the grad transfer, Blackman, the sophomore. They do have in their recruiting class right now a commitment from Jeff Sims out of Jacksonville, who's the number 6 dual threat quarterback. He's a part of next year's class right now.
And you just assume next year the linemen mature a little bit, the young players. And then now, what's the quarterback situation? It's going to be a big competition, right? It'll be a big decision for him to make. But you know, I think as of right now, they want to finish as strong as possible, try to clean the slate clean on this remaining schedule if they can. You see they got some big opponents here, especially at the end with against Florida.
Miami coming here next week. Boy, they got to keep their running back room healthy. We just saw Kalen Layburn come off.
Number 53, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
They go to their 3rd stringer, Deontay Sheffield. And the false start there on Maurice Smith. 10 penalties aside today. Has not been clean. Oh, dropped by Terry, trying to look upfield too soon. Two catches, 84 yards today. So after this afternoon, you've got Miami, a roadie to BC, Alabama State, and at Florida. Somewhere in there, you need 2 more wins at least.
Miami won't be easy. They had a big win up in Pittsburgh today. Excellent defensive performance, able to get it done. So, you know, they come off this game. It's going to be a shootout between those 2 football teams. You throw the records out the door anyway. Anytime in-state games, man, they're the best. They're fierce. They're tough. They're fun to watch.
Blackman, down he goes at the 38-yard line. Taken down by Tyrell Richards. And it's 4th down here for Florida State. They'll have to boot it away. Fifth punt today for Tommy Martin. Riley will have a chance from the 25, and he won't get very far. 36 on the punt, 3 on the return. Syracuse has it when we come back. Atmosphere, I believe that's a toucan, enjoying the 35-10 lead for Florida State, and some bacon.
That's big on my diet right now. Keto, man. Anything but plus bacon has been heavy for me. I might just dress up as bacon for next week's game. How about that?
You've been sticking to it, though, Abby. I got to give you credit.
I appreciate that, Rock.
First and 10 for the Orange, and Tommy DeVito. The handoff to Mo Neal out to the 30. Emmett Rice there to collide with him. Not the outcome that the Orange were looking for when they came down here. They finally broke through with a nice win over Florida State last year. But too much Cam Akers today. You know, they will have some challenges on their upcoming schedule as well. And, you know, after that big year last season, it looked like they had a lot of momentum. They had a lot of starters coming back on both sides of the football. But it just hasn't been there offensively for the Orange. Third and 6, DeVito under pressure, getting out of there, and a first down, and he doesn't slide all the way out to midfield. He'll take the hit for 18 yards.
Nobody can question his toughness. They bring a blitz, they got a free hitter. It's a good job just eluding everybody. And you know what, Bam, he's looking for contact. I got to give it credit again. The kid's been taking a beat in the last couple weeks. I mean, they're about to break a record on sacks against, and he continues to just fight. I mean, it speaks volumes, I think, to at least to his teammates on the kind of performances he's trying to give and trying to get done.
Throws that one to Sean Riley and a gain of 5. They have been able to run it better today. 144 yards rushing. 290 total. Third and 3. The run, and good second effort. Adams has it. Injured Seminole after that 9-yard run. Looks like that's Cedric Wood, one of their D linemen. DeKalen Brooks was on the tackle there. He was able to re-enter the game after getting hurt earlier.
Well, this will be big, obviously, when this game is over for Willie Taggart. I think, you know, when we spoke to both of these coaches, seeing him in person, you know, he's like, man, we're so close. You know, we got so many things going on offense, and every time we turn the tape on, we're just that close from breaking a run, making a big completion, getting the protection we need. And, you know, he's got to be happy with his teammates today and what they've done for him in this football game. Came out firing too, Beth. I mean, they really came out with a passion to start this football game offensively, just really pressing Syracuse defense.
Big turn when they scored late in the first half, and Syracuse did not. They ran out of time, and then Florida State came right back out and scored quickly in the third quarter. And another sack of Tommy DeVito. That's their 7th of the day.
Marvin Wilson gets just a clean shot on him.
There's a flag. It might have been a pretty good acting job by Nisruddin right there, drawing it.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 52, offense, 15-yard penalty, the down counts, second down.
It's Carlos Vettorello. Well, you know,
I'll tell you,
just like you don't need the late hits. You don't need that either. The flop.
Get him in the drama program.
That's right.
35-10 game.
Wow,
that is...
yeah, Vettorello was pleading his case, but they weren't hearing it.
Under 8 minutes to go. Pressure coming at DeVito able to drop it off, and the screen here for Adams. Back out to midfield, and the flags continue to fly.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic, first down.
Levante Taylor. Well, they continue to match each other, unfortunately, penalty for penalty. They each have 11 today. Good burst. Adams down inside the 15. And a run of 20 yards.
Nice day for Adams, especially the last 2 drives, being the main guy in this football game. Good blocking up front, hits the seam, sticks his foot in the ground, and explodes. Talked about bursts with Akers. That's pretty good burst through the line of scrimmage for him. 57 yards now prior to that carry.
They have lost a yard there. Marvin Wilson with the play defensively. Adams will go out. O'Neal returns. We talked about Akers offensively being the captain of this crew, and Wilson handles the duties as the vocal leader on defense. Has that C on his chest. DeVito incomplete, looking for Harris. Third down and 11 here for the Orange and Dino Babers. DeVito play action, down he goes at the 20-yard line, and more flags fly.
Guys, I think it was the offside on top
Snap. False start. Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty. Still, third down.
That's got to be the worst thing. There's a false start, and you get sacked. You know, that's not even supposed to be a play, and you get brought down. On the left side here. There you go. Just a little jump.
Third time the Orange have jumped, and now it's 3rd and 16. And he moved again.
Coming into this game, Beth, Syracuse was 125th in the FBS in penalties.
Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
With 64 penalties, that brings it today's total of what, 13?
Yep.
13 more tacked on. That might put them over the hump as the most penalized team in football. And look, that's not going to help you win any football games right off the jump, especially when you're issues with your line and quarterback situation.
They've lost an entire football field, over 100 yards in penalties today. And what was once a 3rd and short is not anymore. O'Neal has a chance to get it back. The cutback inside the 5. And it's 1st and goal, Syracuse.
You know, Syracuse has been able to mount here back-to-back drives, but this 3rd and long, Florida State's got to play now. You can't let this play happen. You want to finish strong, got this game in hand, and you give up a 25-yard run on that 3rd and long situation. I know they're probably a little tired, guys. Some backup guys normally don't get these reps. They definitely want to try to finish this strong. Not a great indication of what this defense really has done for most of this day today for Florida State.
Neal, touchdown, Syracuse. Carries 74 yards for Neal.
Good push, good finish, good job by Hackett, the tight end, washing down. And then Neal getting the touchdown.
Neal and Adams now with TDs on the ground for Syracuse. PAT from Schmidt is good. 35-17. Seminoles. 6:04 to go.
Points, trying to get to 6-2 on the year, but this won't help. Brock Purdy picked. Malcolm Rodriguez brings it back for 6. 34-27 in the fourth quarter. Beth.
Thank you very much, Kevin. We've got a 35-17 score right here, Florida State and Syracuse. And Willie Taggart working hard to get his club back to 500 on the season. Squibber that will shoot all the way through the end zone and out to the 25-yard line. You know, it's nice to remember that these guys are also dads, not just coaches and commentators. How about your son Rocco and Willie's son Willie? Pretty good quarterbacks in the state of Florida.
Yeah, Willie, I'll tell you, he's fast. He's a senior. My son's only a sophomore. Both of them are having a great year, but there's a great story. When Willie Taggart was coaching at USF, my son and Willie Jr. went to middle school together. Willie was the 8th grade quarterback. Rocco was his backup on the Hillsborough County flag team. They won the championship. They went undefeated. Willie was clearly the best player on the team. And then Rocco got to learn a little ball from him.
Yes.
So not quite the runner as Willie Taggart Jr. is, my son. He's a little more pocket-oriented, likes to kind of move around in that 5-yard area. But it's fun to see. I know Willie's proud of his son. And, you know, it's been good at, calling this game. I was able to watch my son play last night. They took an L. They got their butts whipped a little bit. But hey, that's okay.
Learning experience.
It is a learning experience. But
he got to see his kid play today, too, which, isn't always easy when you're traveling with the team all the time.
No doubt. But, it is really cool. And he was really excited. He was kind of reeling off some stats. He had rushed for over 100 yards, I think, last week. He told him about some ups and downs and some stories. He is a senior. I'm sure at some point, maybe this is a spot, a destination for Willie Jr., but he is a tremendous athlete. He was the best guy on the field, at least in 8th grade. I know that.
He was telling us a story, and it's appropriate for what we're watching tonight. His son had a bad play, and he sent word. He was down in the end zone watching. He sent word to the sideline. He said, just tell him one word. He said, tell him respond.
Respond, yep.
And that has kind of morphed into what Willie has been trying to do this week with his team. Back-to-back losses. How do we respond to the adversity? And they hadn't lost 3 straight in league play in 3 years, and it's not going to happen here today.
I put that in my back pocket, that little one-word respond. Went home, watched my kid play. They're down by 16 at half, so I told the coach, hey, tell my kid respond. They ended up scoring 3 more touchdowns against us, and we got whacked. So, hey, it works for some kids, and the others, maybe it doesn't.
Big hit on the quarterback, Blackman, right there, and a gain of 4 on a first down. James Blackman on.
Yeah,
after Hornibrook got the start today.
He's just tough. You talk to the coaching staff at Syracuse, and that's the one thing they said about Blackman. He said, it don't matter. Dino Baber said he's the toughest player in the conference. And, he takes a lot of shots. He's not the biggest guy, but I'll tell you, he bounces up every time, leads his team, never complains, makes the throws, stands in the pocket. Really done a nice job just so far early on in his career.
Under 4 minutes to go. Florida State still looking to throw it. Blackman took a hit, underthrew his receiver, and in the fight for the football, Young wins it and makes the catch. Took it away from Melifonwu.
And Blackman's got a guy just heat-seeking down his throat here right before he throws this football. Just rough, getting rough with him. And then throwing the ball. Hey, look at this athleticism right here in between 2 guys in Syracuse. It's a nice job by Jordan Young. And look, some of these younger players get a chance. Redshirt freshman making a big play.
On the ground, Laburn. Well, NFL Primetime with Boomer and TJ comes your way tomorrow at 7:30, only on ESPN Plus. All the highlights and breakdowns from a full day of the NFL. To get ESPN Plus, download the app or go to ESPNplus.com. Spend your Sunday night with Boomer and TJ. So Florida State will get ready for Miami to come to town. The Cam Akers watch is underway. He had a huge day today with 4 rushing touchdowns, 144 yards rushing, but was hurt later in the game. Spent a little time under the tent, then went back to the locker room, has since returned to the sideline with his teammates.
Rooting his teammates on. Coaches said, man, they love his leadership. They actually want him to be more vocal in the way he leads because he does it by example. And they said they need guys like him on the offensive side to just, not just get in players' faces, just motivate them, push them, and get them to do more because guys respect him as well as Marvin Wilson on the defensive line for them.
Sheffield down inside the 20. Gain of 13 back into the red zone, and here's what the ACC looks like with Clemson, of course, remaining unbeaten. And Syracuse right now looking at 0-4. They were picked to finish second in the division in the preseason by the coaches, and it just has not worked out that way. Sheffield dives down to the 13. Final minute here in Tallahassee. Really needed to figure out a way to win it today, and Florida State has done that. They've run for over 230 yards, thrown for over 250. A very balanced attack from Hornibrook and Akers. Blackman keeps down inside the 10. And you would think it might be taking knee time.
I don't think that play exists in college football anymore, Beth. They just run it until they don't get under center.
Or just don't snap it time.
Right. Big win, though, for Florida State.
Sheffield in what should be the last play of the game, but the flag is down. That's the fitting way to drop the curtain on this one. A combined 25 penalties now.
Offside. Defense. Number 13. Half the distance to the goal. Result of the penalty. First down.
SportsCenter comes your way from LA later tonight with Stan and Neil. The latest from the World Series. Also Notre Dame and Michigan tonight. SportsCenter after the Cougs and Ducks on ESPN and your app. And whether or not the Pac-12 can still find a path to the playoff. A delay here is a Syracuse injury, and now Tyrell Richards is up. Cam Akers, 144 yards rushing today and tying a school record with 4 rushing touchdowns, leading the way for the Seminoles. They will improve to 4-4. Syracuse will drop to 3-5. And the final piece of business, it's final 35-17, Seminoles. For our entire crew here in Tallahassee.